Hello. All right, I'm doing another video version of my newsletter because every time I sit down to write it, I go down a different rabbit hole and I don't get it written. So you get me instead today. I am just back from a fabulous fam trip, which I did one of my newsletters on that. I wrote about that, what a fam trip is and why they are important, which is our suppliers, the partners that we work with in different countries and places, help us get our trips put together for you, will oftentimes invite us on one of these trips. So FAM is short for familiarization. And they want us to see and experience things as you will when you travel with them. So this one was done by or hosted by one of my absolute favorite partners, Big Five, and you should check out their website sometime. It's Big Five. I think it's just big5.com. It's Big Five Tours and Expeditions, and they're a wonderful partner. Not only because they take excellent care of our clients while they're traveling, but also because they are so big into giving back in the communities where they work. And where we went in Colombia, they have a project, a school that they support there. And we were so fortunate to get to deliver 100 pairs of shoes to not only the kids that attend the school, but the people that work at the school, people in the community. And this was all funded through donations that have been made through the Spirit of Big Five Foundation and by the fact that people travel there. So there's so much good happening. And I'll get to another thing that we did at the end. And those kind of trips just absolutely have my heart, where we are able to really help in people's lives because of going to visit their home countries. We started in Medellin. We spent a very brief amount of time there, but it was wonderful what we did there. And we visited a place called Comuna 13, which is where the school is. And it was one of the areas of Medellin that was just terribly affected during the years of when the cartels basically held the country hostage. And the resurgence, the recovery, and the love that the people have for this area of the city is just heartwarming, to say the least. It's got the most amazing graffiti art and artists. The culture and community there is wonderful, and it's one of love and of helping lift everyone up in the community and not trying to escape it, which is just so wonderful to see. I wish I had better words for it, but anyway, if you don't follow me on Instagram and you have Instagram or on Facebook, look at those posts for Klein and Co Travel on Instagram, and same on Facebook, and look at all those posts I did, because the pictures I think will help explain it better than I'm doing in words. I'd love for you to ask about travel in Colombia. I think people have, in general, kind of a misconception that it is dangerous. And I mean, like anywhere in the world, there can be some dangerous parts. But like I said, like anywhere, they have absolutely worked so hard at changing and turning their country around and have done a fabulous job at it. I never ever felt unsafe for a second. And we went to a couple very poor areas, and it felt very safe. So the next place we went after Medellin was the quaintest little town you will ever see, called Barichara. And I suggest you Google that and look at some pictures, because it is just so quaint and so cute. And there are a couple little inns there that are fabulous. Just a really special spot. So not so easy to get to, which is kind of a good thing, because it's a little off the beaten path, and so not everybody tries to make it one of their stops like they do, Bogota and Cartagena in particular. Our next stop was Cartagena, which is always wonderful. A little bit of a New Orleans vibe to it, and lots of color, more graffiti art, which is just stunning, amazing. And the old city is enclosed by the walls, and lots of history. there, and great food, stayed in a beautiful hotel, and then we had a wonderful day out on a catamaran where we took red mangroves and replanted, and that's part of the community effort that Big Five is spearheading there as well, is to get these mangroves replanted because of how good they are for the environment there. So yeah, lots of great things to report. Lots of fun, beautiful destinations, mountains, oceans, Pacific Ocean, Caribbean Ocean, mountains. I mean, everything in between, rivers, you name it, they've got it in Colombia. So give me a call about that. Let's talk about it. And I want to update you on summer travel. I know a lot of people are heading to Europe in particular this summer. I've got clients that right now are in Europe, more heading to Europe over the next couple months. Lots of people to Italy and Greece in particular, and have clients headed off to Australia. Trying to think of some of the other places. Anyway, there's lots. A lot of people going, a lot of Africa, a lot of people of Kenya and Tanzania in particular. So, international travel, yeah, it is going to be different, very, very different than it's been before. We're all, if you have been flying at all internationally lately or watching the news, know that airlines in particular are struggling getting back up to speed to pre-pandemic service levels. Routes are still not fully open. Staffing is hard. So many people took early retirement, getting, pilots trained and back in the cockpits, and the same with support staff, whether it be on the phone lines when you call in, or whether it's in the airport or on the airplane, is tough. And I know, like in Amsterdam, actually at Schiphol, they have stopped selling tickets for a while for incoming KLM. This is has stopped selling for a little while because they had to get all the people out that were backed up, that had missed flights because they couldn't get through immigration because there weren't enough people to work in immigration. So it's challenging, and you need to know that that stuff's going on. So be prepared and be insured. Please, please, please be insured. Travel insurance is so important. If you don't call me, call somebody, get your travel insurance. Then, if you are planning to go someplace over festive, Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, all of that, and you haven't planned it yet, it is time. It's probably past time, but it's definitely time. So get on that. I would even start, if you're thinking about spring break next year, start looking into that. Demand is staying high. It really is, and as are prices. I mean, whether it's hotels, airfare, everything, it's all pretty high right now. So just reality check, except Colombia. Honestly, like the airfare to Colombia, oh my gosh, it's not that bad. I'm going back again in August. That'll be the third time in a year. And this time taking my husband and going with another couple that are friends. And yeah, tickets there are reasonable and available. And it's pretty much a year-round destination. So got nothing to lose. Let's see. The next podcast. I hope you've been listening to the podcasts that have been out there. If you haven't yet, it's The Intrepid Traveler. You can find it on all of the regular channels, Spotify, iTunes, all of that. I'm trying to keep the episodes at 30 minutes a piece. I try to keep them fun and interesting, and talk about different places, different experiences in particular. And I have one that I did prior to my trip to Colombia about that, and that was a great episode. Just did one about doing fossils and whales and a different kind of travel in Kenya, which is really interesting. That was last week. And then the next one is going to be about expedition cruising. I'm not a big I want to say scenic cruising, but that's not right. Anyway, I'm not like a big ship cruiser, and but the whole expedition cruising thing, yeah, I'm all about that, all into that. And I'll have Lisa Bain from Linbat the top, Lindblad Expeditions on. And that episode will be available on Wednesday morning. Be sure to listen to that. It's about Alaska. She is going to come back. We're going to talk about some other destinations at some point, and about why doing certain destinations that way is really a good way to go. So I'd love to talk to you about that possibility too. Right now, that's, I think, a really good way to travel as well, because you don't have to deal with a lot of the other headaches. You know, you have to do the getting there and getting home, but once you get to the ship, it's like that is a really organized and educational, and it's a way to travel where you don't have to worry about, you know, where your next meals are going to be. It's all taken care of for you. So have clients going on a Lindblad cruise in August in Alaska, and would love to speak with you more about that. So I'm here. Feel free to drop me an email, give me a call anytime if you've got questions. I'm here to help, and would love to hear about your plans as well. All right, till next week.